What if the President of the United States decides to launch a nuclear strike? President Trump started 2018 with a tweet chiding North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un that he too has a nuclear button, and it's bigger and more powerful than Kim's. But launching a missile involves much more than pushing a button, and really there is no button. Here's what would actually happen. The president must first discuss the plan with a group of military and civilian advisors. That group includes the Pentagon's Deputy Director of Operations and the head of U.S. Strategic Command. Anyone else in the group is at the president's discretion. The call either takes place in the White House Situation Room, or the president can be patched in on a secure line. Some of the advisors may try to change the president's mind, or even resign in protest, but ultimately, the Pentagon must do whatever the commander-in-chief orders. That meeting with advisors can be as short as 30 seconds. Next, the president gives the order to launch. But before the Pentagon can prepare the launch order, it must first verify that the person ordering the strike is indeed the president. An officer in the Pentagon's war room reads what's known as a challenge code, for example, Delta Echo. The president retrieves the biscuit, a laminated card the president or a military aide carries at all times, and finds the matching response to the challenge code, for example, Charlie Zulu. Once the codes match, the launch order goes out. The war room prepares a message containing the war plan, time of launch, authentication codes, and the codes needed to unlock the missiles before firing them. That message is only about 150 characters long. It's encoded, encrypted, and broadcast to launch crews. At this point, only about 2 to 3 minutes may have passed since the initial conference call. Within seconds, a submarine and 5 ICBM crews in various underground bunkers receive the launch orders. They open safes and compare their sealed authentication system codes to those sent by the war room. This will confirm that the order is authentic. If the codes match, the crews enter the war plan number into their launch computers. They type additional code to unlock the missiles, and at the designated time of launch, the 5 crews simultaneously turn a launch key retrieved from their safe. It only takes 2 crews to launch, so 3 can refuse to do any of the prior steps, and the missile or missiles will still fire. For missiles launched from a submarine, there is no second key. The crew has full power to launch. From here, there is no turning back. It's been as little as 5 minutes from the time the president decided to launch a nuclear missile to the time the missile or missiles blast out of their silos. It will take submarine missiles an additional 15 minutes until they shoot out of their tubes. Once it fires, a missile and its warhead cannot be called back.
For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her, even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, and mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord God who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth, who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, shall bewail her and lament for her, when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn for her, for no man buyeth their merchandise any more. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all tie-iron wood and all manner vessels of ivory and all manner vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, that great city, that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster, and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads, and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God hath avenged you on her. And the mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all.